Hi, I'm Hillary Ackman, licensed mental health counselor, and I have another video that kind of piggybacks upon a last post that I wrote about 5 different ways to sabotage your own therapy. And so this is kind of the converse of that, is what are some really necessary qualities from a client, from someone who's seeking out counseling in order to have the most successful outcome. So I come up with some 4 ideas here that we can really try to cultivate about what would it really take for me to get the most out of therapy. Because let's face it, you don't really want to be in counseling forever. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And as much as we love to fast forward to the end and get better and stay better, there is a process involved. So one of the first things that I always tell a new client when we're having our very first session during the evaluation is that the nature of counseling is collaborative, right? That you come to counseling knowing that you are a team member with you and your therapist as you are cultivating goals and making changes to have a successful desired outcome, right? So you're really not going to get anywhere if your therapist doesn't offer some strategies for you to make changes. And conversely, you also won't make much progress if you come thinking that your therapist is just going to fix you during your session. You know, we're not really like the car mechanic where you can just drop off, come for an hour, and then you're all fixed and set on your way. So there really is a collaborative nature. The second thing is having an openness, right? So being willing to talk about things that are going to be difficult. Counseling is not a social visit, right? We're here to talk about painful, often very difficult things. And you should be met wherever you are at. I always tell clients that you're not going to be forced to talk about anything that you're not ready to talk about. I often say that my job is to just kind of gently nudge a little bit, but not push anybody off of a cliff. So people come knowing, okay, there's some things I need to share that are really difficult, but I'm really not ready to get into it right away. And I've worked with clients, we're on session 3 and 4, and we're working toward things, and we're setting up a framework to build trust, but it can kind of take them a while before they're really ready to reveal and disclose that deep pain point. So it's coming knowing that there's an openness. You know, therapists are not dentists. We're not here to pull teeth. So you have to come when you're really ready to start to address some issues. How quickly that takes is up to you. We can still go at your own pace. The third component is curiosity. So you want to start to think about the reactions that you're having, how you're interacting with the problems or symptoms that you're struggling with. So I often tell clients, kind of like you're putting on your little scientist hat, and you're starting to think about, well, I wonder why I reacted that way, versus, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just snapped at my kids again. Or what's wrong with me? I'm such a bad spouse because I yelled at my husband or whatnot. It's really I wonder where that came from. I wonder where I learned that. Who told me that? And that's one of the great aspects of cognitive behavioral therapy, is that you can cultivate new ways of thinking, right? So we examine unhelpful thought patterns and really start to develop some new ones. And that leads me to the fourth one, which is flexibility, because oftentimes people have very rigid, narrow ways of thinking. That's called mental inflexibility. And so we want to start to challenge some of the belief systems that keep things fixed in place. So that could mean, when I'm presented with situation A, I have this anxious response, B, right? And so that's the only thing I really know how to do. And if I don't get anxious about this thing, or if I don't worry, then I'm afraid I'm going to lose control, that's what it's usually about. So being able to be flexible can really make your counseling much more productive. Then you start to have a choice about how you think and interact with the barriers and the obstacles that are really holding you back from having the kind of life that you want to have. So there you have it. We have a collaborative spirit, openness, curiosity, and flexibility. So if those are the traits that you would like to be able to develop more and say, you know what, I think that those are the traits that I'm willing to do, then this is the right time for you for counseling. Oftentimes, by the time people come to counseling, they have been struggling with symptoms for a very long time, years. And that just means it's more work to kind of learn new skills and undo different ways of thinking and dysfunctional patterns. So I hope you found that helpful, and I'll be getting a new video ready for you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.